guys, another beautiful day here at the shop. We have got a few things on the agenda for today. You guys can see that we have the Evo back in the shop. You guys haven't seen the Evo in like forever, and it's a little different from the last time you guys saw it. We did a lot of things to this car off camera, which we'll go over in another video, maybe when my brother's here, because he wants to explain to you guys what he did to his car. We do have something to do to the Evo today, which isn't the main priority for today. Main priority for today is the STI, and we have got a few things on the agenda for both of these cars, as well as Amanda's BRZ. So we have a lot of things to get done today. We have absolutely no time to waste. So I already went ahead and got started on the bash bar for the STI. Not gonna lie, I got a little excited. I jumped right into the bash bar install. So we got a bash bar for the STI, as you guys can see right over here. The thing looks freaking sick. We trimmed up the bumper so that you can actually see the bash bar on the car. Now don't get it twisted, because this bash bar isn't any ordinary bash bar. Now, a couple weeks ago, I believe it was, I tried on a BRZ's bash bar to see if the BRZ's bash bar and the STI's bash bar would line up, and they lined up absolutely flawlessly. So if any of you guys were wondering, yes, you can put a BRZ bash bar on an STI. I know a lot of companies don't make STI bash bars. I actually had this one custom made. So there's somebody on the BRZ forums that actually makes bash bars right in his garage. I think that's the coolest thing ever. So because he makes it right in his garage, I was able to get this bash bar modified just a little bit. So as far as I know, this is a one-of-one custom bash bar. Nobody else has this bash bar. Basically, all we did is we had the bash bar sit just a tad bit lower. Normally, the bash bar would start like up here. We got it lowered just a little bit. We got it lowered because this bumper is a little bit thicker than the BRZ's bumper. The BRZ's bumper only like comes out to right here, so you would be able to see the entire bash bar with the BRZ bumper. But because this is an STI, we had to modify the bash bar just a little bit. I believe we lowered this about 2 inches so that it just sticks a little bit further down on the STI bash bar, or I mean bash bar on the STI bumper. So now you'll be able to see the bash bar through the bumper. I can't remember off the top of my head who made this bash bar, but I'm gonna put it up on the screen. Huge thank you to the bro that made the bash bar. If you guys want a bash bar for your STI, WRX, or BRZ, definitely hit him up. He does some pretty cool work. He made this bash bar for me, which looks amazing. And I know you guys can't get the full effect of it right now because it's still raw metal. It's still raw metal. It doesn't look the best right now because it's just raw metal. It's unpainted, and don't worry, we will paint it and we're gonna make it look really good. Damn, this thing is, damn! Yo, this thing is on there! For those of you who don't know what this is, real quick, this is a bash bar, otherwise known as a drift bar. When you're drifting, it's super common to bump into other drifters, especially when you're tandeming. So you put this bash bar in, basically kind of just to take the damage that your car would take. Now, I also got this bash bar custom made with a little jack point. Thank you. You realized I forgot what I was trying to say. Instead of having to fit the jack underneath of the car and lift it up from the differential, which I normally do, now we can just jack it up from right here because we have a jack point right at the bash bar. This is insane. I love it. Not only is it gonna look cool, but it's also super convenient. This diffuser was on the bumper basically like this, but obviously we cut it off and then we kind of sanded it down. Obviously the sands aren't perfect because we still have to do body work on this car. We're not gonna do it today. We're gonna leave body work for another day. Basically, I just cut this out because obviously when you have a bash bar, you gotta show it off. You can't have this stupid diffuser.
There's no other way.
There's no other way. You have to, it's like a known thing. Everybody with a BRZ that has a bash bar just cuts off their rear bumper too. You gotta do it. It's just something you gotta do. This is going yeet. That's going yeet. That didn't go far though. It wasn't a far yeet, but it was a yeet.
It kind of leaked over the bumper.
We cut it out so that you can see the bash bar, and it's gonna look fire. Time to put the bumper on, baby.
Oh, snap.
Keep snap that in. It looks tough, but it's not enough. I need to see more.
You have to cut out more.
I gotta cut out more. Oh, this thing does look pretty sick, but I think that we should cut the diffuser out just a little bit more. What do you think?
I'm thinking.
What are you thinking?
I don't know. Let's get a third opinion.
Get a third opinion? What do you guys think? Let's ask the boys. For now, I'll leave it. I want your guys' opinion on this. I read all the comments and I do take your guys' opinion into consideration, and I need your opinions right now. What do you guys think? Do we cut out the diffuser a little bit more so that we show off the bash bar just a tad bit more? Or should we just leave it how it is? I'm kind of leaning towards the idea of cutting the diffuser a little bit more because it's gonna look a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more hot boy and drift car spec. Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think we should do? For those of you who don't really know what this is or haven't seen this, like I just said, it has a jack point. So let's say you're at the track or you're having some fun and you roast your burner wheels. You gotta put some new tires on. Instead of struggling trying to jack it up from the diff, you can just go ahead and jack it up right from your crash bar like this. Look at that. That makes it so convenient. Like, because we're actually gonna, this is actually a drift car now.
Oh, base.
Yeah, so I mean, this is an actual drift car now. So when we go to the track, switching out tires and switching out wheels is gonna be a piece of cake now. Every rear wheel drive car, every drift car, you need this. First order of business for today is done. We installed the Bash Bar. Like I said, there is a lot to do. So today we're just kind of going at it, you know what I mean? We actually got a little organized. We actually
We made a list.
yeah, we made a little list. Cut up the rear bumper, cross that up, put on the new Bash Bar, cross that off. Next on the list is to put the Kanseis on the Evo. What Kanseis, you guys might ask? Little quick refresh for those of you who may not remember. That Evo belongs to my little brother. Yeah, it's kind of a sick duo, right? I got an STI, my little brother has an Evo. In the past like 4 months, he's gone through at least 5 sets of wheels. He's having a he's not even midlife. He's having a beginning age life crisis, basically, I guess you can call it. He's just going through wheels like nothing. So this is, I think, his 6th set of wheels.
Whoa!
It's absurd. It blows my mind. If you're watching this video, what is wrong with you? Get your life together. Pick a set of wheels. Look at the car right now. We got some blue SSRs in the front, and then we have my old black SSRs that he bought off me in the rear. Figure out what you want, bro. For the first time in about a few months, he's gonna have all 4 matching wheels on the car. And he picked himself up some Kansei Tandems. These things actually look pretty crazy.
They look sick.
I wasn't the biggest fan of these in pictures. And then I saw them in person, absolutely fell in love. So we're gonna go ahead, throw these onto the Evo. It's a hit or miss with these wheels. Sometimes they look good, sometimes they don't, so hopefully they look good.
Well, Amanda will take him off his hands.
Woohoo! We got a little bit of poke, boys. That looks fire. So right now we do have a 20 mil spacer in the front. I'm not too worried about the poke because my brother does have camber plates on order. I believe they should be here in about 2 weeks. So in about 2 weeks, we'll be able to camber this in very slightly and then get the tuck. I'm not too worried about it right now. He does have a pretty high ride height, so we should be good and not crack the carbon fenders. In all honesty though, I really do like these wheels in the car. What do you think?
Nah, they're fire.
Now that the Kanseis look so damn good. Let's go ahead, throw the rears on so we can see what this thing looks like on the ground and then outside in the sunlight. Damn, dude, okay. All right, I see you, little bro. He just needs a little bit of front negative camber. I'm not talking stance or anything. I'm talking about like -3 degrees of camber. That's all he needs, maybe -4. -4 degrees of camber in the front, and I think that it would be absolutely just perfect, man. I'm really happy we got the wheels on the car. Now we definitely have to wash this car for him. New Jersey is just killing our cars, especially the BRZ. Look, what? That is a thick layer of pollen we got going on. So the Evo is pretty dirty too. We're definitely gonna wash the Evo and wash the STI. I'm taking the STI home tonight, so I wanna wash her up before I take her home. And if we're washing the STI, we may as well wash the little brother's car. Wheels are now officially on the Evo. Now we have to trim down the fender flares, and we have to take apart the BRZ block and inspect it and see if we need to order new rods. So as some of you guys may or may not know, we just recently installed some fender flares on the hatch. Now the fender flares are amazing. They look great, they're awesome, but we need to modify them just a little bit for some better fitment. There is a huge flaw with these fender flares. These are the HT Auto fender flares. They're like the most common fender flares for these cars. They're great, they're strong, they fit really well. We are, however, having a very small issue with them. Now, not everybody's gonna have these issues. We're having this issue because we're trying to go for the tightest fitment possible. When you line the fender flare up with the body of the car, you know, it fits great, whatever. This isn't for the front, so that's why it fits kind of weird, but if you look directly underneath the fender flare, you guys see that like little lip? Can you see it in the camera? Mm-hmm. There's like a little lip kind of popping out, and it's very small. It's like 5 millimeters, right? It's like 5 millimeters maybe of lip just popping out. Now, that is stopping us from having some super tight fitment. We're gonna shave the back off very lightly. We're not gonna go ham or anything. We're gonna shave it off very, very lightly, just so that we can get a little bit better of fitment. So the easiest solution we have right now is taking a little air sander and then kind of just, you know, sanding off the edge just a little bit. I'm not trying to go too crazy. We just wanna be able to fit a nice thick boy wheel in there. The air compressor is filling up inside, but now you guys can kind of see the difference. Look at that. On the right side is what we haven't shaved off, and that's what we need to shave off. And on the left side, we shaved it off. So you guys can see like how much of a chunk we're just taking off the fender flare. That's a big chunk. So taking the chunk off is gonna allow us to get some better fitment. That only took like forever, but the fender flares are now onto the car, and holy crap. After only about forever later, we finally have the fender flares onto the STI. That took a lot of time to trim it down, but I'm really happy that we did trim it down because look at that, boys. Look at that. We have just a little bit more clearance, and it's the little things that matter. Fixing little details like that is what makes the biggest difference. So now we'll be able to have some tighter fitment once we decide to go get our fitment dialed in. Taking off just the slightest bit off the fender flare is definitely gonna help us big time. Even though it took forever and completely drained me of my energy, I'm really glad that we did it, and I'm really glad that we're gonna be able to get the fitment that we want now. You guys probably hear the vacuum in the background. Amanda's cleaning up the Evo on the inside. After we clean up the Evo, we're gonna clean the STI and then wash both the cars. I really wanna get some drone shots like outside with both the Evo and the STI. I think it would look super sick. So the last thing we got left for the STI besides actually washing it is to get the alignment even semi figured out. I ordered this from Amazon not too long ago. Basically, it just kind of helps you fix the toe on your car. I want to drive this thing. Oops. I want to drive this thing home and not just eat up my tires, so I'm gonna try to get my toe as perfect as I can get it. It came with some instructions too, but we're not gonna need that. It's literally just 2 steel plates, and it kind of just helps you get the toe on your alignment right. So it's basically just 2 steel plates, and it's perfectly straight, so it matches up with your wheel. You put one on each wheel, and then it also has little slits where you can slide measuring tape into. And basically, you're measuring the distance from the front of the wheel and the back of the wheel. You can measure the front and the back. And to have a perfect toe, you want the numbers to be the exact same. If the measurement on the front is bigger than the measurement on the back, then that means we have toe out. If the measurement on the front is smaller than the measurement on the back, we have toe in. It's pretty simple. So I did do an eye alignment the other day, but then I drove the car home and it kind of wasn't the best alignment. So I kind of want to just measure it out, fix it as best as I can, so when I drive home, I don't eat my tires. They're brand new tires. I don't want to eat them up. Can you let me know when the measuring tape comes out from the other side?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
I got the one with the magnet, so it kind of helps you if you're alone. So see, it goes into the slit, and then, boom. Magnet, baby.
I want to do it. Which one? The bottom? Or
the top one. Look at that.
Oh, snap.
Right? It makes it super easy. Now, this one is perfectly lined up with the wheel as well. So alignment is pretty spot on. If you like come really, really close, the front measurement is just a little bit bigger than the back measurement. The numbers are so small, you guys aren't even gonna be able to see it, but on this side, we have 80 and 3/8, and then over here, we have 80 and 1/8. So basically, we have toe out. It's the slightest little difference, and that slightest little difference is not gonna get fixed today because your boy here is tired. It's the slightest little difference. It ain't gonna get fixed today. But what is gonna happen today is the car wash. We're gonna wash both the cars, and then we're also gonna finish taking apart the BRZ's block. So the other day, we started tearing open Amanda's motor. The last thing we have to do is take out the pistons and rods so we can get this thing ready to go to the machine shop tomorrow. It's exciting stuff, but I don't have the energy to do everything today. I am super, super tired. I don't know if you guys can tell or not. So it's not gonna kill us. It's not gonna chew up the tires that much. So we're gonna rock with it. Let's pull the STI out and give the STI and an Evo a wash.